Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, April 28th, the 19th day of the Omer. For those who are counting, I'm guessing with the early Dynasty Yankee teams, we're going to talk about Andy Pettitte today, but that's entirely up to you. I want to wish a belated, now I got the clearance, I could do it because I didn't want to make him uncomfortable yesterday, but now that it's all out in the open, a happy milestone birthday to Goldie. Hope you're having a great day and you had a great birthday. You do so much for the shul, fixing things even while the shul is closed. I've caught Goldie in here a couple of times trying to fix things. But Mr. Fix-It, big shout out to you. I hope you had a great day. And again, thank you for everything that you do. Please to continue to daven for Shalema, for Ivan Sovel, Mordechai Ben Elka, Harav Rafael Zev Ben Rickel, and to Rivka Basliba, and to all those who need a refuah shalema in our community, in our extended community, and in the entire world as this pandemic continues. Let us hope that we find a swift ending to this soon, and one in which we can return to our normal lives. You noticed I've kind of changed my background today. I switched positions, or as I would say, now here's the news from a different angle. Today is Yom HaZikaron, tomorrow is Yom HaAtzmaut, which I mentioned last Friday is always challenging for us to observe or to celebrate, respectively, here in our country, in the diaspora, because we're not there, especially if you've ever been there in Israel for Yom HaZikaron or Yom HaAtzmaut. When I was there 2 years ago, and it's a life-changing experience, I have to be honest with you, and it makes celebrating it and observing it here even more challenging. But we must nonetheless. So later today, you'll be receiving a number of media outlets in which you'll be able to participate along virtually in certain programming, and also to watch perhaps certain meaningful clips and videos of things that will speak to you for Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut. But for today, I wanted to have the map of Israel behind me. As you know, I keep this in my office. The map of Israel, I'm not sure about the basketball net, what that represents. Maybe it's the God raining blessing down from heaven onto the state of Israel. I don't know. You decide. But I always have Israel is very close by to me wherever I look and in our hearts, and it should be with us today. And let us think of all those who made the ultimate sacrifice for the state of Israel throughout so many years, and also all the families who are so deeply affected. And if you know a family of a fallen soldier, or someone who lost someone to a victim of terror, or something, any loss for the state of Israel, you'll know what a difficult day that this is, Yom HaZikaron. So let us think of them today and the sacrifice that they made so that we can have in Israel, that we can enjoy and celebrate and really look forward to visiting in the very, very near future. So in that vein, I wanted to share a Mishnah. It's Perek Beis Mishnah Test, so it's the 9th Mishnah in the second Perek. We're learning the second Perek. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, who was received from Hillel and Shammai. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, who the Talmud tells us many great things that he did, especially during the time of the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash and various institutions that he made, and what we call gezeros, to help further the continuance of Judaism amid the destruction. But he used to say like this: Hu haya omer, im lamada Torah harbe, al tachzik tov al atzmacha ki lekach notzarta. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai said, if you have studied much Torah, don't take credit for yourself, because that's what you were created to do. Very simple Mishnah. It's a good lesson in and of itself. Don't take too much credit for yourself, or don't take yourself too seriously. Self-pride. It's important to be confident. It's important to have pride in what you do, but not to have too much. So I'll share with you the passage from Rabbi Wein as we were studying Rabbi Wein's Haggadah. I'm still at Pesach. Rabbi Wein's Pirkei Avos. They're actually, I'll show this to you again. They're actually very similar. The Haggadah is a similar cover, and it's the same size. It's a very large book. And he writes the following vignette. When I was a young rabbi starting out in my career as a public speaker, I was often crestfallen by the lack of enthusiastic accolades from my congregants at the end of my brilliant sermons. But after a number of years, I began to realize that they were paying me to deliver scintillating sermons regularly and consistently. That was part of my job. So I came to appreciate the fact that as long as they didn't sleep, or at least not snore, through the sermon and did not complain unduly after its completion, I was doing well. In fact, I realized that one of the highest achievements in life is simply doing one's job well. That's a line that always resonated with me. It's not about how great people think you're doing, but if you could do your job well, and one of the highest achievements in life is simply doing one's job well. Obviously, it's very challenging during this period for us to do any jobs well, but we try the best that we can. But I think of this Mishnah in light of Yom HaZikaron. Yom HaZikaron, where so many families, they send their sons, they send their daughters to the front lines, often not knowing exactly where they are. And they say that there's no davening, there's no prayer like the prayer of a parent of a soldier who's on the front lines during an operation or just in regular maneuvers. But the attitude of Israeli soldiers, by and large, the ones that I know, the ones that I've met, the ones that I've experienced, and there are many, have always been, Ki lekach notzarta. This is what we're here for. This is what we're created for. This is why we are here in the state of Israel. This is why we serve. Ki lekach notzarta. It's not about I'm the best, most decorated. It's not about I'm the most accomplished. It's not about I did this, that, and the other. It's I'm doing my job, and I'm doing my job well. And it starts from the commanders all the way down to the simplest of the infantry. So on this Yom HaZikaron, let us salute, let us pay honor, let us pay homage to those who served, Ki lekach notzarta, because simply they understood that this was their purpose. I often feel envious that we don't have the same type of purpose. Now, we have to be good citizens. We have to love and respect our country, and we have to be extremely grateful and thankful for everything that the United States of America provides for us and that we're able to flourish here. And it's not a contradiction. When we have part of our heart in Israel, I think that we have to appreciate what it means for these young men and women and for their families when they have this attitude of Ki lekach notzarta, that this is what they were created for. So let us hope that all those who gave their lives, their memory should be for a blessing. Let us hope that we can do the transition from Yom HaZikaron to Yom HaAtzmaut in a proper fashion. We could do it, as they say in Hebrew, the switch. There's no English word for it, so they call it the switch. That's what they call it, no Hebrew word. And we'll be able to celebrate all those years of independence for many, many years to come. So again, Yehi Zichron Baruch, may their memories be for a blessing, and tomorrow we will all wish Chag Sameach. Bye-bye.